Hey, thank you for tuning in to Sports Frequency. We are a podcast that discuss all things sports, all current and relevant events going on in the sports world. I am your host, Trevor, and this is my co host, Christian, and we're here to talk ball.
That's right. Today we're going to be talking fantasy. We're going to be diving into week one, kind of seeing matchups, how we feel about matchups. And definitely we're going to be looking at the sports books lines, seeing player props, maybe some money lines, some spreads, some overs, unders, seeing kind of how we feel. So, yeah, let's roll right into it.
Great. So, first on our docket today, we've got NFL, beginning of the season. It's Cowboys, Eagles, the Super Bowl champions versus America's team, the guys who think every year is their year. so
Yeah,
I'm a Cowboys fan, but I don't get into that, man. I cannot get caught up in that that
yeah,
sort of
yeah.
belief system. But yeah, it's a big game tonight, man. Everyone's always hyped for the first game of the season. I mean, how are you feeling about this matchup? I know we've kind of talked, off camera about this particular one. How are you feeling about this? Just kickoff of the season, the matchup, the players, the atmosphere with the whole Super Bowl, champs. What are you thinking, man?
I feel good, man. I'm glad to see football rolling back around. It's just exciting. I think regardless of the match, I think we could have got I don't know, the Panthers versus who knows who, like some team that was like absolutely garbage last year, and everybody's just like, man, I'm ready to see some football. It's just been so long, but I think this is a cool matchup. Obviously, looking at the lines, like you see, it's a big difference there in between matchups according to Vegas. I think they're kind of underestimating Dallas a little too much, right? I mean, everybody's a professional here. They all get paid to play football, and it's not the first time that we see something like that, where a Super Bowl winner gets uh, beat by a dog coming in starting the season, right? Because we haven't really seen anything. We're kind of just basing our predictions off of paper right now, and a lot of teams look good on paper at the start of the season. So
Yeah.
it'll definitely be interesting.
Yeah, good old paper test, man. And the paper test has produced a spread that has now gone up to 8.5, and that's actually the largest spread across the NFL for Week One currently. Which to me that just kind of signals an alarm. It's just like I don't know about that. That kind of seems a little, for especially for the first game, that seems a little fishy. But yeah, on paper these teams they don't match up well. Eagles have a great offensive line, great offense overall. Cowboys have a great offense, but they don't have the defensive pieces, particularly with the loss of Michael Parsons to Green Bay in that trade recently. So I do believe that Philly has an advantage, but will they keep their foot on the gas once they're up? I don't think that their priority is to win the game probably and get out of there. I would think.
Yeah, especially deal with how much work they gave Saquon last year. Like, are they going to keep that up like that up? Are they going to give Saquon that much work? I don't think performance wise is Saquon like going to go down. No, I don't think so. I think he's still like explosive. If he stays healthy, he's going to be like a really good running back. In some of my fantasies, he was like I took him first round, first pick. I
Mm.
still think he's going to be a back that's going to perform really well. But like, who knows? We'll have to see game one. So what is the Eagles thinking? Was the OC thinking for game plan? Are we going to kind of throw him right into it, or are we going to kind of ease in, see if the passing game works out? I mean, obviously, you know, Hertz is also a running threat. Saquon's not the only running threat on the Eagles. They're kind of been unstoppable in the red zone with the tush push and all this
Absolutely.
stuff. So
They tried to ban
obvious,
it, man. That's how serious
yeah,
of a threat it was, man.
right.
They
It's
took a vote.
crazy.
Very
I
real.
mean, it's probably affecting people's, account books. They're like, man, come on, bro. Like, we gotta. That's definitely Vegas. Vegas is like,
Absolutely,
hey, man,
man.
we can't even keep up with these lines hitting, right? Like, we can't have a quarterback hitting 2 touchdowns a game. Like, yeah, that's
Nah, we
crazy.
can't. Nah.
But yeah, I think it's gonna be definitely a fun matchup. Am I like smashing, money line on the Cowboys? Nah, because it's yeah, I don't know, I don't know. It's always that thing where I've done before like live betting where you're like, oh man, let me just take the Cowboys, and then maybe the Cowboys, go up a score or something, and then you
Mm,
live bet the other side to almost
yep.
like kind of just hedge both sides, and you're like, it's gonna be a fun win. So it could go either way, I think. But we'll definitely see. It'll be a fun one to watch, definitely. Any players you think George Pickens gonna ball out?
I do actually. I mean, I just think that Pickens is a dog. First of all, he was severely underutilized in Pittsburgh, so I think that he's with a more competent quarterback in Dak Prescott. I don't care what anyone says about him, dude. He's a very competent quarterback. He just plays for the Cowboys. That's
I
his
mean,
issue.
competent enough that GM Jerry Jones paid him quite a bit, man.
60 million.
Yeah,
He still talks about it too, man. He still brings that up. Jerry Jones does, but yeah, I think George Pickens is gonna probably be in line for a really great game. Obviously Lamb is gonna get his looks, his targets. I'll be looking for Jake Ferguson, their tight end, to get some looks as well. And it wouldn't surprise me if Javonte Williams, the starting running back over from Denver, get some receiving work as well. I just see this as being a high volume passing attack, by Dallas just to keep pace. But yeah, I see those three in the running back and receptions just really do well. But another angle, not a player, but a coach. Dallas has a new head coach. A
yeah,
lot of people aren't even talking about that going into this matchup, but he was there last year, offensive coordinator. So we'll see how well that translates into just leading the sidelines versus just one facet of the game.
yeah. I would love for it to be like a huge over game, and it just be touchdown, touchdown, touchdown.
I
Just a
would love
battle,
that for
man.
fantasy, man.
Yeah,
Player pod. That's the way you start off the NFL season,
right.
Roger Goodell. That's you gotta put the word in, like, we need points tonight. So
I mean, America's gonna be watching, so
exactly,
we'll
exactly.
see, we'll see. But that's yeah, that's gonna be quite a interesting game. Is there any Cowboys players you took in fantasy?
There are across a few leagues. I got Lamb. Lamb was like really the only cowboy I got. Didn't get Pickens. I just didn't like where he landed to me in a lot of drafts. But I got Lamb in a few, so I'm happy with that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Lamb is just like he's just such a good receiver, man. I don't even
Oh
think
my
it
god,
matters who throws him the rock. It's like Garrett Wilson
I
adjusts.
agree.
Like we've had no competent quarterbacks,
But Garrett
um,
Wilson's gonna go for a
but he still
thousand
gets over a
yards every
thousand yards,
year.
man.
He
Yeah,
he
it's
doesn't miss
crazy.
games. He's just
Yeah,
always there. He's just always ready to go. So yeah, great example right there, man. So CD actually, I think he finished as the number one player in fantasy. I think it was like 2 seasons ago or something like that. So he has that ceiling. We've seen that already. So yeah, you never know.
yeah, and
You
having
never
like
know.
George Pickens as a threat now too, maybe that opens it up for either one of them, really, because
Absolutely.
like you said, he was in Pittsburgh getting the ball thrown by.
What,
Eh,
Mason Rudolph at one point?
yeah, Kenny
Obviously,
Pickett, I think too.
Kenny Pickett,
Yeah,
Fields, Wilson. Wilson is the most competent out of all of them, but I mean, they just weren't. It wasn't a high volume passing attack, So
right.
you
And I
gotta
saw him, man, because last year they played the Jets and Wilson threw that sky ball and Pickens just went up and got it, man.
Oh
He's a
yeah,
dog,
yep,
yeah. He's a
yep.
dog. So
He is a dog. Yeah,
we'll see. As long as the team stays healthy, it's always good to start the season with at least nobody being injured for the first few weeks and really seeing what the team can do as they slowly kind of start, getting their flow together as a team because it's not
absolutely.
the same taking practice reps than to take,
No.
regular season reps. So, yeah, it'll be definitely a really good matchup tonight.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and dive into the rest of the matchups, and I guess we'll continue with the Chiefs, man, since they got this weird Friday game in
Yeah, the NFL's
Brazil.
been doing this Friday thing. Last year, was it Brazil last year or was it another
I
location?
think
I
it
know it
was,
was.
yeah. The
Was it
Eagles, I
Brazil?
think, were out
Yeah,
there.
it was Eagles and Packers actually last year for the Friday game. But yeah, the NFL's international now, so they should go like the International Football League or something. But
Right.
they are playing. I think Kansas City. Yeah, I just can't bet against Mahomes, particularly against LA. The Chargers. He's kind of had their number the past several years,
Yeah.
and I don't see anything different happening in this game.
It's pretty
Marquee
tight.
matchup.
It's minus 3.5. That's what they have it right
Is
now.
it
Over
okay?
under is 46.5. So,
Okay. Okay.
I don't know if maybe the travel comes into play at all. I don't really know how NFL does it with international
With
travel. If they're out there for like a
international,
week or
it's
something.
yeah, international games. It's always a week before game day. The team is already there, and they go through their run through. But I don't know who's the home team. I do think the home team gets some sort of advantage, or I think they arrive, maybe a day or something like that early. I don't know all the particulars, but it is something like that. So depending on who the home team is, that could be a
Yeah,
factor.
Chargers are home.
Are
So
they? Okay.
yeah. Uh,
Okay.
so maybe that's some type of advantage they'd have.
Possibly. Possibly.
Yeah, I think like you said, not betting against Mahomes is definitely. Yeah, I mean the guy just makes plays. Like last year, he's out here juking,
For
juking
sure, for sure.
corners, like just running around. I mean, the
You
guy's
never
a
know when that guy's
baller.
gonna run, man. You never know when he's gonna run. When he does, he's just like he really takes off. You look and he has 50 yards rushing. You're like, dude, what? Like
Yeah.
that guy's
And the
he's
and the
incredible.
receiving core for like Kansas City looks, it's not like, you got Xavier Worthy, probably the fastest receiver in the league. You got
Absolutely.
Juju Smith Schuster, who's I think still pretty competent, and then Hollywood Brown now that um obviously Rasheed Rice got suspended for I think 6 weeks or whatnot.
Correct.
Um
Yep.
so which sucks, man. What's that? I
Dude.
literally, it was like the day after my draft, and one of my drafts I took, it was dude get suspended. I was like, whatever. It just kind of sucks because I had also played like IU like as a kind of like a backup
Okay.
to put,
Yeah.
and then I'm like, man, I
Yeah.
got two guys now that are out, and kind of messed up my depth there. But um, yeah, I mean, obviously Travis Kelce. There's just a lot of people. There's a lot of pieces moving around, and Mahomes is just moving around too. So it's
Exactly.
he just makes it happen. So it's
Yeah.
definitely going to be a interesting matchup. I don't think I'm glad though that the NFL is not doing something crazy where I got to watch this game at like 7 in the morning, dude, because
Yeah.
and like only
Thankfully.
on Paramount Plus or whatever, like
Something. I
like the
do think this
London
is on
games.
Amazon. I do think Amazon is where we're
YouTube
gonna watch
actually.
this.
They did YouTube
YouTube,
now.
YouTube is it
Yeah.
YouTube? Okay, my bad. Yeah,
Yeah,
YouTube.
yeah,
Okay.
YouTube now. So
Okay.
yeah, man. It is crazy. Like they got
Yeah.
America now, man. You gotta have
They do,
15
man.
subscriptions.
Dude, it's ridiculous all the subscriptions I have just to watch NFL games this year. But it is what it is, man. It is what it
Yeah.
is. But I'd like to see this new look Chargers. And when I say new look, I mean they've got some new offensive weapons. And they brought some old ones back, like Keenan Allen. He's returning after his year stint in Chicago. I don't think he's washed at all. I mean, I think he balled a little for Chicago, so I do think that he brings some of that back, and he's used to that
Yeah.
system. And I love their coach, man. I love when he elevated Michigan, to win the championship a couple years back, and now just being back in the NFL. He's established a good offensive line. They've got really good running backs. I mean, I don't think they're a team to play around with either. They
Yeah.
can mess around and win
It,
this game.
it's so weird to see Najee Harris as a Charger, man. It's just like
Dude, it's
weird.
weird, man. Yeah, he's. They didn't want to pay him. They didn't think he was the true superstar that he
Yeah.
was
I
promised
would
to be.
say having him on fantasy like the last 2 years though, he was not amazing,
He was. He had that one year, which was like year two or something like that for him, where he really exceeded his draft position. But outside of that, I mean, he's available every game, but he wasn't necessarily giving you
Yeah.
a solid floor either.
Yeah, he
So
wasn't like
that's
that impact runner you needed.
yeah.
I don't know. It was just like really, it was weird kind of the step back that he took. But
It
because I
was.
think
I
he's
was wonder was it like was it, is it hurt? Is it like scheme?
right.
Could they use him in the past? I never knew what that was, but I mean Pittsburgh was like we don't want to figure it out either. So
Right. Yeah, Mike Tomlin, I guess he wanted to step away from that, but
for sure.
yeah, Justin Herbert, maybe a good season. He's probably one of the top quarterbacks in the league. So out
Yeah,
of
definitely talent wise. It doesn't always translate to fantasy, but talent he's one of the better ones, I believe.
yeah,
So
yeah, I think he'll definitely have some weapons to hopefully hit downfield, and we'll see. I think that's actually a pretty good. The West is kind of cool, man. Like I think the Rams are going to be good. The
oh
Chargers, we'll
yeah,
see.
oh yeah,
So, um, the Niners coming up too. Like a lot of people are probably underplaying them just because
for
of like the
sure.
pieces that they've lost. But still defensively, I mean, they got Fred Warner. You heard of him? I mean,
Yeah.
he's a menace.
Don't forget their DC has returned. He's returned home, man. Robert
Oh,
Sala.
Salah, man.
He was
Yeah,
your guy, man. He was your
dude.
guy. I
I'm
thought that
sorry,
quarterback
Salah,
you had
man.
got him fired, man. I think he threw him under the bus, man. But I mean, they had to throw somebody, and it started with him. But he's a seriously great defensive coordinator. The Super Bowls that he was in charge of for the defense. I mean, he was amazing. So
Yeah,
yeah,
sometimes I think it doesn't
good
translate, like you could be a really good, DC
for
offensive
sure.
coordinator or whatever, but then, if you just be the coach of the team, like head coach, maybe it just doesn't translate where,
Right,
it's
right.
kind of like you're not in a niche, and you gotta kind of see everybody, you gotta trust people, you gotta,
Hmm.
dealing with staff is always different, man. It's like being a worker and then being a supervisor, and you're like, well, I don't
Yeah.
have direct impact. I'm trying to like influence these
You're now
guys.
you're a people
Yeah,
person. Your job is
yeah,
to be a people person versus
yeah.
like doing the thing that you probably really excel at, which is
Right.
that's its own thing. But yeah, man, I think these first two games of the year are going to be awesome. Cowboys Eagles, it doesn't get better than that. And then of course you've got a marquee team, the Chiefs, and a really like solid team in LA, the Chargers. So that's pretty exciting, man. And there's no really injuries, just going into the season. I mean, you've got guys like Najee Harris. He's had the eye accident. He's like a Cyclops or something like that right
Right.
now,
Yeah. It was like a
allegedly.
firework or something that went off.
Yeah, man.
Mm.
Kind of reminds me of the guy from New York that played for the Giants that blew off like a piece of his hand. If you guys remember,
Um,
you know what I'm talking about, right? It was like years ago. He like did that firework incident in
was it
Fourth of
offensive
July as
tackle?
well. Offensive or deep, he was definitely a tackle. I think.
Yeah. I think I
Yeah,
know you're
he
talking about.
he continued to play afterwards. I think he even got like a contract. It was just like he was missing like a
'Cause I think I
couple
remember
years.
him playing with like rat
Yeah,
fingers.
he
Yeah.
had yeah, it was looking
Yeah.
real interesting. Yeah, yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
No,
But
for
I
sure.
mean, yeah, that's dedication, man. To still ball out
Yeah.
in that
That's
state. So,
football, man. You got to be tough. A lot of
oh
these
yeah,
dudes are out
oh
here
yeah,
playing, fracture ribs or whatnot. It's
for
rough.
sure.
It's a contact sport,
Absolutely,
man.
absolutely, man.
Yeah, looking at the 1 o'clocks on Sunday, uh, man, I'm glad. Sometimes, like, I don't know if you're a red zone guy, but I'm glad I have red zone because
Yeah, same, same.
it's hard, man, to keep up. There's good matchups, and it's just hard to keep up with everybody.
Speaking of Red Zone, man, the latest news. Did you hear? It's no longer commercial free. They, the merger. It merged with
Oh
ESPN,
wow,
and so they announced. I think it was like either earlier today or yesterday. They said the new broadcast will start with NFL Red Zone, 7 hours of football, not 7 hours of commercial free
that
football.
sucks.
Yeah, and everyone's like, "Well, how are they gonna play the commercials? Is it gonna be like during like halftime breaks, or is it gonna be actual ads? Like, what do they even do?" So
Yeah, because
I'm
it's like
interested to see how they're gonna. Yeah, how do they even implement that?
like
Is
the
it off
pitch
the
was great, like
side?
starts now, and then you're like,
Exactly.
yo, we're good for like till
I
the
don't.
8 o'clock game, literally.
I don't get that, man. But I mean, you got to understand. Whenever ESPN, who's owned by Disney, is going to step into something, they're trying to get their money back, like instantly. What's
Yeah.
different about the product now that they have it in their ownership? They're looking to recoup on their investment, and that's just a business thing. But it
Yeah, man, they're
sucks for
like
the consumer.
monopolizing. I know they got
They
like
are.
overseas soccer, and then they had UFC for a bit. They have
They did.
NHL.
They
I,
just went to UFC. They went to was it Paramount? I think
yeah, yeah, yeah. Which is
Paramount.
actually
Yeah,
pretty cool because they're gonna
it
move over
is.
to a subscription base, so you don't have to
You don't have to
like
pay
full
for the
subscription
fights.
base. Yeah,
Yeah,
you don't have to pay for the main
which
fights.
I do, which I do like. And for
Yeah,
them, they get all their money on the front end just with the
right.
deal, so they're not concerned about nickel and diming the customer, which is a good business model for the
It's
consumer.
smart for Paramount because I
Absolutely.
think they're gonna have a lot of people that are more willing to subscribe. Because I mean, I have
Absolutely.
ESPN Plus, but you're like, oh
Hmm.
damn, and I got to front 80
Yeah.
bucks for this fight.
It's like it's like cable should have never gone away, man. They just
Right?
rebranded that.
Yeah,
It
pretty
is what
much,
it is
man.
now.
They saw and they're like, we got to tighten up these margins, man. They're getting too wide, too many
Absolutely.
subscriptions. But yeah, man. Obviously, I'm biased, man. I'll be watching that Pittsburgh New York game 1 o'clock, in New York. We'll
Oh my
see what
God.
happens, man. The return of Aaron Rodgers to
The
New York.
return of Aaron Rodgers, man. That's it's
Yeah,
gonna be fun, man. The narratives are gonna be interesting. Aaron has like been surprisingly tame like this off season. Like I feel like when he went to the Jets, you heard more from him versus this off season with the Steelers. You just not have like there's been no news. There's been nothing that's been coming out of that camp. So yeah,
yeah,
I mean, I'd like to see Aaron Rodgers, a little bit of vintage Aaron Rodgers, but I'd like to see what Justin Fields can do, man. Like, given the opportunity where we know he's not going to get benched, they're paying him like for 2 years. They've given him the money up front, so like, unless it's an injury, he's playing football, which I like, giving the kid a chance,
yeah.
which he didn't get at his last stops. So
No, and I think especially like seeing him last year, I like the way, obviously Pittsburgh utilized them a little different where they put them in for, maybe if they're going for it on fourth or if they
yes,
wanted to run something. So it gives me some hope where I know I've been listening to a lot of things that is like, oh, the Jets are probably going to lead the league in rushing attempts. And I'm like, that's probably true, right? Because
yeah,
when you look at our receivers, it's not like they're talentless. Obviously, these guys are NFL players. But Josh Reynolds, which didn't have that many targets in Detroit, obviously. I mean, but you have big names there too. And Garrett Wilson is going to be like the guy. And
yeah. He's gonna get. I mean, Garrett Wilson's gonna see. I know he's gotten like very high targets, like top five across the league. The past, since he's been in the league. But I mean, I think he could eclipse that this year. I mean, he's got a guy he's played with in college. I mean, he's familiar with them. I could easily see him eclipsing his career target. You know,
yeah, I just hope he really stays. They don't just over utilize him in the sense of running him all the time because I mean I'm not super worried. I think Tyrod Taylor is like super competent backup.
yeah, Yeah,
Obviously, not the same style. Like he's not going to be running everywhere, but definitely still like super competent. Backup. I mean, a lot better than we've had in the past years, where we had like Aaron Rodgers. His first season is like the backup Zach Wilson. He gets hurt. It's like here's Zach Wilson again, guys. For
Zach Wilson,
like here's
man,
the
Zach
same team
Wilson.
again. Here you go. All
Yep,
that hype
yep,
over. So, and obviously having like a new head coach and a
Aaron Glenn.
defensive,
Yep.
minded coach, which I mean, Salah was too, but who knows, man? Sometimes you need a refresh.
You guys have a very solid defense already.
Yeah,
I mean, Sauce is amazing. People talk about he had a down year. I just don't think he had just like flashy, like things that showed up. But I don't think he was. He's still in the prime, of his career, obviously. So, but yeah, your guys' defense is solid. That's gonna keep you in games. You guys get up on a team, I mean, and keep running the ball. Like you're gonna beat teams that people think that you didn't have a chance. That's what I think. I do think you
right.
have a very real shot. With Pittsburgh, just outright winning. I really do.
Yeah, hopefully just keeping that defense's morale up, man, because like 2023 was probably like our best defensive year for the Jets, and
Hmm.
I mean, I'm sure it's hard, like, dude, like getting out there, balling out, and then the offense is like how the series ends like in 30 seconds. It feels like, and you're right back out there, and eventually, I think when you see like as a team, you're looking down the road and you're like, I don't see playoffs. Why am I like putting all this
Yeah,
effort or whatnot? And then, contracts also come up.
for
Like we
sure.
lost DJ Reed. And yeah, man, it was I'm sure it was a little bit uh, you know, the inspiration or that hype that was there, especially with Aaron kind of went away, hit on these guys. But we have some hitters, man. I mean, Will McDonald, he's a beast. Hopefully, stays healthy all year. He's going to be definitely a really good essential key to our defense. Obviously, Quentin Williams, his brother Quincy's a
Hmm.
savage.
Yeah.
So um,
Let me ask you this: How do you feel about the potential combo of Braylon Allen and Brees Hall? I've heard a lot of talk about there could be a Montgomery Gibbs type of scenario going. What do you think about that? And who do you think is going to be the true RB1 for the Jets?
I know, like, you know, as of the last seasons, Brees has had his ups and downs a little bit, like injury, things. So I like it in the sense of taking work off of Brees,
Hmm.
but
Hmm.
I like it in where I see now as Justin Fields, Brees, and Braylon Allen being all potential, running threats. And even Isaiah Davis is pretty good too. I like
Yeah.
Isaiah Davis too. So do I think, like in the front office, are they thinking like, oh, are we gonna kind of see if we can give Brees Hall some work and we have a future with Braylon Allen, then we trade off Brees Hall or move him somewhere else
Is
and
Brees in a
kind
contract year? Is this his like
of
final
if
year?
it's not, this might be his final year. I know he came in
Okay.
around the same time as
I think him and Garrett
Garrett.
came in. Yeah, they did come in
Yeah,
the same class. Yeah.
yeah. So
Hmm.
we'll see, man. He did have like a few like bad fumbles last year for us. I don't think he broke 1,000 yards last year.
Mm.
So it I still think, obviously, yeah, he did it. He had 876 yards last year.
Okay.
Obviously, our O line has struggled. We just lost Elijah Vera Tucker. He's out for the season. He's gonna have to
Mm.
get some surgery on his arm. So I wouldn't blame that fully on Brees. But going back to your question, I just like that they're utilizing more than one running back, and I think that's what Detroit kind of excelled at last year is having those two threats in the backfield, and you kind of don't know where they're
You
going to
don't
come
you don't
from.
you don't
Yeah,
know either, and it's like you like
and
both
Brees Hall
these guys are gonna push.
can
Yeah.
catch the ball, man. So
Yeah, he's a great pass catching back, and people have talked about like, oh well, is Fields gonna be a check down guy? And I think I've heard some stat that's like Fields actually checked the ball down. I think he was in the upper percentage of the league, across Chicago and Pittsburgh, at different points in the season. So I'm not worried about that. I mean, you're gonna utilize their skill set, so I'm really not concerned. I do have Brees Hall in a couple leagues, so I'm really hoping that he balls out. And I have Braylon Allen as well in a few. So I kind of hope they both get their good opportunity to share.
yeah, yeah. I actually had I feel like last year I did have both Montgomery and Gibbs on one of my leagues, and
That was
It worked, you know. They
it
they
does.
always
You can
say
put them
like, you
both
know,
in, and
yeah,
they never say they say oh never do that,
yeah,
but
never do that. But
it
I
can
was
work.
like,
Yeah,
well, whatever, man. You got to kind of. I've
yeah,
seen people just auto pick and win, so there's not just one way to skin a cat with this thing. So
absolutely.
yeah,
That's funny.
most
That is
definitely.
funny.
But yeah, we'll see. It'll be definitely an interesting game. I think it'll be, you know, I'd say, you know, they got the over under at 38 and a half. It might even be lower than that by the time I could see it being like, I don't know, 17-7 or something
Oh my god.
like. Yeah.
It could happen,
You
man. It could
know,
happen, man. I don't know. I like to stay away from kind of games like that because you just never know. Like, there's always at the end of the game where it's like, oh, the surprise touchdown. You're like, oh man, I shouldn't take it, and then you just it goes over by 1 point. I mean, these games go over by one, and that'll do it for you. But
yeah, no, for sure. And it's unfortunate, man. Like we were talking yesterday on the phone, and it sucks. I look at the books now and like, you know, Brees Hall to give like one touchdown is like minus money. And I'm like, man, that's annoying. Like I don't want to take that
you
bet,
can't take,
right?
you cannot take that,
I don't
man.
want to
Yeah,
take that. It's not like, give me at least like plus 150 or something, man. Like
I'm work
nothing.
with that.
So
Yeah.
I guess the books are just getting too efficient now, but um, yeah, it'll be a fun one for sure to watch. And out of all the 1 o'clocks, though, I'll say for me, I definitely want to watch Tampa, see how they perform. I think like as far as just seeing teams that I think have like potential down the
Fantasy
line.
potential, yeah, all that
Yeah, and
stuff. Yeah,
just yeah,
that's a big game. Yeah, that'll be big. Yeah,
yeah. I want
I
to see
agree.
Tampa. I want to see Joe Burrow, see how he
Yeah,
plays. You know, since he, um,
I
Cleveland. I
think I
want.
think he's the current MVP like favorite based on well no not the current MVP. He's the current MVP out of the guys that have not won MVP. Like
Yeah.
not counting Lamar and Josh. Like I think Joe is like plus 600 when I checked the other day.
Oh, for futures on him to win
Yeah
MVP.
for yeah MVP. So
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he was super good at LSU. I mean, he's gonna be
that was the
as
best
long.
college team ever. I
Yeah.
think that team. Yeah.
So, and I think was it this year that that Jamar got his deal
Yeah, this last off season,
last off season.
like so a
Yeah,
year ago. Yeah,
year
year
ago.
ago.
So everybody's, you know, paid. I think it was
T just
it was
got paid. T
That's what
Higgins
it
just
was. They were
got
trying to
paid.
keep.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. That's what it was. It was
yeah.
uh yeah, T Higgins that needed to get paid. So, you know, Chase
On the
Brown.
defensive side, I know it's defense, but they did allocate. I don't think they signed him to any like more years, but they did add money to Trey Henderson, the defensive end. So
Okay.
they're all in for this year, man. The Bengals, like they're trying to win it
Yeah.
with this
No, I
roster.
think if Burrow stays healthy,
Yeah,
that it's gonna be, you know, a good season for them. They always have, even when he wasn't like last year. I know he was struggling a little bit with injury, and even while he was, you know, struggling with that, he's just like a guy that goes out there. I think gives 100% definitely, and just gives a good show for us the viewers. Really,
absolutely, man.
it's
And
a good team.
their defense is bad enough where it's like the offense is gonna have to keep pace. They just don't. They make a lot of penalties and they don't get off. They don't stay. They stay on the field too long. That's their biggest thing.
Right.
But overall, I mean, who do you think this season is going to be like a big team that like regresses that was pretty good last year and they just kind of like not fall off a cliff, but they're a um, not making the playoffs essentially.
Uh, as a Jets fan, I want to say the Bills. Hopefully, they regress.
Dude, that would be that I would
Yeah.
not. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know about that one, man.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
what would have to happen for that to be the
That's my
case?
like.
Like
If I had one wish, it'd be the Bills,
the
please. So you
Bills,
can open
yeah.
up. You know, you can
Yeah, that
open up the
division's
division
wide.
for
Without
us.
the Bills there, that division's wide open, man. I really think
Yeah.
that it is. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, for sure, like the Patriots, I think are gonna have a step up this year.
I think so
The
too.
Dolphins, I think it's gonna, depend on if Tua stays healthy all year.
Hmm.
Just because we see how much his receivers regress after he's injured. I don't even
For
know who's
sure.
backing him up over there in Miami, but
I want to say it's your guy. I think it might be Zach Wilson. I think he's in Miami.
oh yeah, you're right. I see it right now.
I think
Zach
Zach Wilson's in
Wilson.
Miami. Yeah.
Yeah, wow. They, they, somehow ends up back in the AFC
It's
East,
back,
man. That's
dude.
really
That is
funny.
that is funny. That's funny
I
as
feel
crap,
for
man.
them, but he's not good, man. I mean, I know he went to Denver and they cut him, obviously, so he
Yeah,
he went
they
here.
they. I have a surprise pick who is going to regress this season, but they still will make the playoffs.
Okay.
And so my pick is going to be the Washington Commanders.
Oh,
The Commanders won what they won 10, 11 games last season, something like that. I looked at
um,
some. I think so. I think they won 11. I think 11 or between 10, 11 or 12. One of those. They won that many games. And the previous year they had won like 3 or 4. You know, they got the number 2 pick, that sort of thing. What a lot of people miss out on, and you know, something I picked up on last season was that the Commanders had a very easy strength of schedule. I like Jaden Daniels as rookie. I drafted him in a few leagues, and I ended up winning with him as a quarterback. So I predicted they'd have some success, and they'd win games a lot. And but yeah, I think they over exceeded. I really do. Throughout the stretch of last year, like the second half of the season, they faced backup quarterbacks. They can't control that, but they faced backup quarterbacks in like the last 6 games of the year, and these are games where it's just like weaker opponents and they have a backup quarterback. So it was something where, yeah, they were winning games that we didn't think they'd win. You remember the Chicago game, the Hail Mary at the end. It's just like,
right.
these little victories. But I don't think they win more than 10 games this year. I think their schedule's a little bit harder. I think Philly is going to be a force in that division. They still make the playoffs, and they probably do well in the playoffs, but I don't think they reach the same heights, particularly in the regular season. I do think Jaden Daniels could be MVP. I don't see them winning 11 games like the previous season, though. I just don't think that one's gonna happen.
Yeah, it looks like the first few games: New York, Green Bay, Vegas, Atlanta, Chargers, Chicago, and then Dallas. So yeah, I agree. I mean, Green Bay is going to be definitely hard.
I think Green Bay would be
Um,
the team they lose to out
yeah,
of that bunch.
I think they could beat New York. I think they could beat Vegas, Atlanta, maybe the
Yeah.
Chargers. We'll see how they play on Friday. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Chicago, and then Dallas. We'll see how they play today. But no, I definitely could see it's like that thing where you're right. Like you can't, factor those kind of like
And he was a
I don't
rookie
know.
too. I mean, like I
Yeah,
don't think the league is gonna have Jaden Daniels figured out. I mean, he's a special talent with a God-given ability. I don't think he's figured out, but teams have time to adjust a little bit. I do think
right.
that's a factor.
Yeah, no,
But
for
yeah,
sure. I mean, it's the whole now you got tape on the guy. You're gonna see like kind of what they did, how they're gonna utilize him. He's also, not the
they
like you.
went they went for fourth down on like and they hit on a record like percentage as well.
Yeah,
They went for it on fourth down quite a bit, man. They don't win that game against Detroit in the playoffs if they don't keep going in for it on fourth down. I don't think any team is gonna have that same success year over year
yeah,
in those situations.
yeah. How do you feel though that I mean they got Debo now and they signed Terry, so
I think Debo is an excellent addition to that team because of how they run the offense. They do a lot of very quick plays, get the ball out in space, powerful, receiver, running back like Eckler, Debo that can just get those quick yardage. Yeah, I think that was an excellent addition for that scheme.
yeah. And they also got Von Miller now. They acquired
They
him on the
did, yeah,
defensive
they did.
side.
So they've got some
So
good vets, yeah, over there in the locker room, which is pretty good. So my secondary pick would be Detroit, obviously. They won, what, 15, 14, 15 games. I don't think they'd repeat that again. Obviously, they lost Ben Johnson. But, we'll see. I mean, I think they're a playoff team, but
and the
probably don't win
division got
14,
harder now with
15.
that trade, man.
It did, yep, yep, yep. So, Micah Parsons. So, we'll see. We'll
That's a
see.
big piece, man. That sucks for that division.
Yeah, now that division's tough, man, because now they have to. Detroit actually has to pay Aiden Hutchinson,
Yeah.
and you saw what Michael just went for. He completely reset the market, like from what people were anticipating. So yeah, that makes it difficult for them too. They got to make that move, and they're gonna sign him. I do believe they sign him. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And so then what teams do you think will be, surprisingly good this year that maybe people are underestimating?
You mentioned it before. It was probably my top pick, New England. I think New England will be a team. I just think that offense is going to be fun. I know that's your divisional rival, but I just think they've done enough in the offseason with the new head coach. They've added Stephon Diggs. The running back, Travion Henderson, I mean, he looked electric in the preseason. I just think these are things that are going to, just elevate you. I still think the divisional games will be tough for them, but I just think they just have a new, and Drake May's in year two. You just learn a lot going from year one to year two. And then the Titans, they got the number one overall pick,
Yeah,
Cam
man.
Ward, and
Cam. Yeah.
I just think that dude is just ready, man. Like just mentally, you can kind of tell from the way he talks about the game, his preparation. I've heard him say like, not him, but like coaches be like, he's here at 5 o'clock in the morning, and he's here like when the lights are out, we're asking him to leave, and he's like he's doing and saying all the right things, and I think he's gone very like unnoticed for a number one overall pick. No one talks about Cam Ward, and I don't know if it's because it's the Tennessee
You think he'll
Titans
be
or
like CJ Stroud, where he just comes in and like balls out
yes,
first season? Yeah.
I kind of think so, man. He's
Yeah.
kind of has he has the pieces. Like his weapons aren't bad at all. I don't think. They've got good running backs in Pollard and Tajay Spears. I don't know how that defense is going to hold up, but Calvin Ridley's there still, man. He's like McLaurin of last year. They're about the same age. They're getting a rookie quarterback, so we'll see, man. We will see.
It'd be cool to see Tennessee come up, man. I always love watching seasons where just like, teams that have been, down for so many seasons kind of get that step in the right direction, then boom, and then it's like, oh, cool. We have something
Turn
else
the
to
page.
look
Exactly.
forward to on Sunday to watch, something interesting. He definitely balled out at Miami, so
Oh my God, yeah.
um yeah,
Carolina as well. The Panthers. I forgot about them. I do think they have the pieces right now to really elevate and win some games. We've seen Bryce Young play really well towards the end of last year. If he can, maintain that, I think the Panthers will be a fun team to watch and maybe win some games as well.
yeah. No, definitely, man. What about Bo Nix? You think he takes a step in the wrong direction, or he
Man, dude, he put
continues?
up. I think he put up too many touchdowns, man. Like, I
Yeah.
think the beginning half of the year he was okay. It's cool for a rookie. He's a little older, and then the second half he just like explode. I'm like, dude, this is unexpected, man. So, I think the team is that good where that team is not gonna lack. But his numbers statistically, maybe not because they don't need to be. They just don't need to be as high as they were. So I think,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. And I know like some of the people on the side, like on the offensive side, you're not too high on, like Evan Ingram. And, I don't know if
right.
the receivers are really, I mean, obviously you got Sutton. And
Hmm.
other than that, you got, I think, Mims Jr. and Troy
What's it?
Franklin.
Yeah, yep, yep.
So,
And I think Pat Bryant. I think he's the rookie, right?
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
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 So
Yeah.
we'll see.
And the defense, though, elite, man. So we'll see about that.
Yeah, that defense is solid, man. So,
So
yeah, yeah,
it's just the AFC as a whole is just stacked, man. I really think
yeah.
it's
It
just,
is. It is. Yeah, AFC is looking good, man. I could see Chargers doing something. Obviously, the Chiefs are in the picture all the time. Broncos really do. I don't think the Raiders will be in contention. I think they could maybe make the depending on how things shake up. I could see them maybe sneaking into the playoffs, like if there's a significant injury to other teams or whatnot. But yeah, I think that team will be fun to watch at least. Geno's too good of a quarterback where they're going to be completely in the bottom.
yeah.
But it'll be a fun team for sure. It'll be a fun team.
Yeah, man. I mean, he was solid in Seattle.
Oh yeah,
Um,
he was, and he's got
so
this. He's got his coach back. He's got Pete Carroll.
right,
Yeah.
yeah, that'll be a fun one to watch. Obviously, Ashton Genty coming on
Hmm.
this year, and I mean he balled out in college, so we'll see. The only thing is Myers, man. I don't know if
Oh,
he seems
Jacoby.
like a disgruntled player, man. He's giving
Yeah,
me
he
like
does.
Devontae Adams vibes over
Yeah.
there. So
Devontae, when he wanted out, he was
yeah,
out of there, man. He got
yeah.
himself out. But I think Jacoby, I think his biggest grief is like, he's been on that team for a while and he's kind of stayed through thick and thin and they haven't necessarily compensated him for that. Is I think is what I was reading, something to that effect. So I don't
Yeah,
know.
and Amari Cooper's over there now too.
Oh, that's right. He did come back. Yeah. I wonder, like, is he like gas or not? Because when he got traded to Buffalo last year, everyone's like, oh, he's gonna make immediate impact. He's about to be Josh's like, he'll have a 1A 1B receiver, and that just never happened. Like he didn't really make any lasting impact. So I don't know what that was about. Sometimes guys don't even want to deal with that, so they're just like, I'm just gonna play the season out. But I don't look at him as a guy that's just gonna completely just give up. I don't think he would do that. But
Right.
you never know. You never freaking know.
Yeah. And they got I always wanted I really like Raheem Mostert, man. Like I liked him on the Niners. He went
Is
in
he
they
is he the backup in Vegas right now?
yeah, yeah.
Oh
And
snap!
it
Okay.
was funny because A Chain when it was in he went over to the
Yeah, that
Dolphins and
year
he
I
got
remember he
hurt
was
and he
there.
still balled
Yep.
out, man. Like he's a good
Oh yeah,
running back. So
he is. He is.
it'll be interesting how much they utilize obviously Genty and Mostert. So we'll see. It'll be fun to see Raider Nation like
Yeah.
out there. So, and
Genty's getting
obviously,
he's gonna touch the ball 350 times this year.
yeah,
I think like
yeah, you think so?
yeah,
They'll just
yeah,
run them.
absolutely. 300. He's
Yeah,
gonna catch passes out the backfield. He is gonna be like, dude, we gotta show off our first round draft pick. Seriously,
right.
that's what they're gonna do. And don't forget
Yeah,
Bowers is there, man. I mean, he's gonna cause some
yeah.
serious mismatches. You know, that's
No,
gonna
he
cause
was good.
problems.
I had him in one of my fantasy leagues last year, and he put some great numbers up for me all season. So
Yeah.
definitely a great player. I think they're definitely a team that just has stepped up, honestly,
Oh yeah.
just offensively, man, because they were going through that, you know, that battle,
Oh
firing the
yeah. No, they were.
coach, like
Yes.
going,
Yes.
back and forth with quarterbacks, and it's good. Hopefully, they have a good season over there,
Oh yeah.
and obviously, man, I love Max Crosby, bro. He's such
Dude,
a
he's a
beast.
dog, man. I do like Max Carr. He's one of my favorite players in the
Yeah,
league. Yeah, he's
like
awesome, man. He's
Raiders aren't
awesome.
my team, but I'd grab one
Yeah.
of his jerseys, dude. Like that dude
Yeah, same,
is a
same.
beast,
That dude
man.
is a dog. I like him. Yeah.
It's super cool, man. I think also for Sunday, man, the Sunday night game, that's gonna be a good game too, man.
Oh, Bills and Ravens,
Yeah,
dude. I
Ravens, yep.
cannot wait. The Ravens are actually like my secondary NFL team. That was actually the first NFL game I ever went to was a Ravens game. So like, I've
In
always liked
Baltimore?
them. Yeah, in Baltimore. Yep,
Oh,
yep, in
nice, man.
Baltimore. Yeah, about like 2015. That was like my first NFL game that I went to, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, so cool stuff. But yeah, man, I'm a big fan of Lamar, dude. I'd like to see him if anybody win a Super Bowl, get a ring. Really would like to
Yeah.
see that. So
Hopefully he can get through the hump. I don't think that they don't make the playoffs, and
same, same.
it's just to see what do they do in the playoffs, and
Yeah,
it's hard because obviously, their division, AFC North, is a
it's tough,
difficult. Yeah,
man.
it's
Because
tough to get that
they could play the Steelers in Pittsburgh and be like the number one team in the league and struggle. You know what I mean?
right.
Like that's just how that division is.
Yeah,
They seem to have Joe Burrow's number though. No matter what,
yeah.
they beat the Bengals all the time. But
No, for sure.
yeah,
So, and the Bills, I mean, they're just constantly putting in work, man.
oh
Like
yeah.
last season, I don't even think I could name their receivers, and somehow they just
Yeah,
ball out.
they just did it, man. So I think
Yeah,
that was really the key thing between voting for Lamar MVP and Josh Allen MVP. If you come down to it, it's a little bit of voter fatigue, but it's just like who is Josh Allen's number one receiver? Who does he
right.
have on that team beside himself? That's Lamar has Derrick Henry. That's not his fault, but I think people vote
Do you
based on
think?
stuff
Do
like
you
that.
think kind of like how we talked about like with Saquon? Do you think Derek also takes like a little bit of a hit on the work that they put on him, or do you think he kind of performs just like he did last year?
Um, it's weird because it's at different points of the season, I saw this report that was like, they don't want to overuse Derrick Henry. Like that was an article that came out, and I do think there's some truth to that. They have him there so they can win in the playoffs. So I do think there will probably be games where they don't utilize him as much when they don't need to. But overall, I think when they need him in real games like Sunday night, I think they're gonna just go out there and just ball out. But we'll see. I don't think he misses games. Not even for rest, unless it's like a playoff situation where they got to rest guys. But I don't know. It's tough. I think they just have to get the other backs more involved. Like we're gonna keep you at 15 touches for this game. Do what you do, and we want to keep you as fresh as possible.
Yeah, man. I mean, he literally almost rushed for 2,000 yards last year. It's crazy.
Yeah, and I think he could have done it. I mean, there were same thing with Saquon. Just overall, like there were games where he did not play the fourth quarter or he pulled himself. So it's just one of those things. But
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, AFC North is stacked, man, and it's AFC in general, but AFC North would be fun to watch. They'll definitely, uh, for sure, take one of the wild cards to come out of the AFC
Yes,
North, like for
I
sure.
agree. I agree,
So
man.
we'll see. And as far as just like fantasy outlook, what do you who do you have on one of your teams that you're like, man, this guy is gonna perform for me this year that maybe nobody's thinking about.
Oh man. You got me looking at my roster, man. I definitely identified guys initially. Let me just see real quick because sometimes it's hard to remember them. But I do think so. One of my picks, and it's not a crazy pick. I do think that Bucky Irving could potentially be RB1 like overall. I really think he has that upside. I think I have Bucky in like maybe one league. The
Yeah, and
guy from
I think
Carolina.
Rashad
Go
White
ahead.
was hurt too.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
So
I
he's
don't
gonna
think
get
he's
all the
fully.
touches. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's gonna get the touches, man. So I really like him as like an RB1 candidate overall. The dude from Carolina, they just drafted in the first round. McMillan. I think he has like top 12 wide receiver, potential. I really think he does. I mean, I think he has the size, the athleticism to, just be that true X receiver for the Panthers. So if Bryce Young can, up his game and maintain it, I think that he's a top 12 receiver in fantasy. Quarterback, I think Brock Purdy could make some splashes. They have a pretty easy schedule this year, and I do think that we see a bounce back from them. Even if they're down receivers at the moment, I think that if McCaffrey stays healthy, Kittle's there, Purdy runs too. I think we can see a top 12, top 10 finish, from him. But I think Neighbors, Lamb, Chase, wide receiver ones. Overall, I think those are the guys I like to take the wide receiver one overall crown. But yeah, those are my picks. I like Njoku a lot. I try to get Njoku everywhere I could.
Yeah.
He's just one of those guys that if he's healthy and he's got a guy throwing it to him, he's gonna do really well at the tight end spot.
Yeah. It's like who will be throwing it to him over there in the Browns?
That's tough, man,
Right?
because
Is it
it's
gonna
not gonna
be
be Flacco
Joe?
all year.
Yeah. Is it gonna
It's
be
not gonna
Joe?
be him all year,
And then is
man.
it Dylan or is it
It's
Shador?
definitely
Like
going
who
to
is
be
it?
Dylan next. It's going to be.
Yeah.
I think he's QB2. So, but I think we see all three of them at some point this year. We see all three of those quarterbacks make a start. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I ended up drafting. I'm pretty high on Adam Thielen going back to the Vikings,
Oh,
especially
yeah,
with
yeah.
Jordan Addison being
Oh,
suspended, and I
yeah,
think
yeah.
Justin Jefferson was like questionable.
Hmm.
And just going back home, I think he's gonna have a good season over there. I mean,
I agree with that.
before he left, he's just a great
He was
piece over
doing really
there.
well, and he was
Yeah.
doing great in Carolina. Like he really started to come on in that offense, and I'm like, when Bryce really got his confidence going, and like he was doing well, man. He was getting like 8 targets a game. I'm just like, dude is like
Mhm.
33, and he's still doing
Right.
it in the NFL. It's
No,
like,
man, I think yeah, definitely he's gonna ball out. Obviously, T.J. Hawkinson being over there, so those would be like the two threats until we see what happens. See if Justin Jefferson starts off or what
oh
they're gonna
yeah.
do with him.
Hmm.
Also, like Nick Chubb. I think he's gonna start off because I think he's
Um,
gonna be RB1 for the first few weeks.
Most likely. I don't think. Honestly, I don't think Joe Mixon. I think he either misses half the season or he doesn't play this season. I could see those being the two likely scenarios. Yeah, but yeah, Nick Chubb RB1. I have him in at least one league. I do think that he's going to be the guy going forward.
Yeah, I don't think too many people are selling him due to the
Yeah,
obviously the severity of the injury he took. But
exactly.
I mean, if
And
he's
Houston's offensive line, like I think if it was like anybody behind there, it could be the best running back in the league. I think people have tempered expectations on Houston, just at the running back position. It doesn't matter who they have back there. So that's a factor as well. But I do think they'll do well. C.J. Stroud passes the ball enough at a high volume where even if the line is bad, it's gonna open up holes. So
yeah.
I think
Yeah, and then
Chubb will
of
be
course going back
successful.
to Cam Newton, man, I drafted him in like a few of my leagues just to see if he
Okay.
starts popping off because I think he
Yeah.
can. I think he can, and I think he'll surprise people this year.
I think
So
so
it was
too.
just interesting, man. Like just leading up to his draft, how much wasn't on him being number one, and it's like
It was
it was
about
so
everyone
obvious. It
else.
felt
Like
like
we talked about Jackson Dart, Shador. We talked about just all these other guys, and it's just Cam Ward was an afterthought. And I'm like, dude,
yeah,
he was a very great college quarterback for him
right.
to be an afterthought, a number one of all
Were we not
people.
watching the same games? I don't understand what's happening.
Exactly, exactly. I think when you're just great and you just continue to do it, it's boring. It's like there's no controversy, there's no nothing. It's just like just football. So people get a little bit bored. But what are some lines out there this week, just in football that you are kind of looking at, thinking about taking advantage of, or just kind of look weird? Like the public hasn't caught on to it quite yet.
So starting off today, definitely taking George Pickens to get a touchdown. I think overall looking at the money line and just looking at the overall game, I think that they think that Dallas is going to go in there and put up maybe possibly one or two touchdowns. I think it's going to be a good game. I think it's going to be a high scoring game.
Yeah.
And I think George Pickens is going to be one of those guys that grabs one of them in the end zone.
Hmm.
So I think that is a really good player prop to take. It's one that I'm going to be taking in, just because just the value, man. I think I got him at like 225.
Okay.
So I think
I'm
it's
looking at it
it's
now to see what that is.
yeah, and especially with like how I said, like the
Yeah, it's
value
two
of
two
running
twenty
back.
five.
Yeah,
Yeah.
running backs kind of fading where they seem like they're
Yeah.
like just a little bit too Dude, I guess that just goes to show you the is the league going towards run heavy now? You know, is that what the Vegas is saying? Like we're
Maybe,
just super
maybe.
run heavy, and like we were talking, I think he did really well in Pittsburgh with quarterbacks that were okay. I know people don't put Dak at like the top level, but I think Dak's good and good enough to
Hmm.
definitely put something out there for him to go up and grab. So, um,
Absolutely. I think Dak gets two touchdowns, two passing touchdowns tonight.
yeah.
And I think that's even plus money, two touchdowns for Dak, which is actually crazy. I guess people think the Philly defense is that terrifying, but whatever, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely. Roll it into like Sunday. I think I'll be taking just the over on a few of the games that I
Okay.
think will be pretty good. I think I'll definitely be taking the over for the Tampa game, 47
Oh
and a
yeah.
half.
Oh, for
I
sure,
think Tampa
for
will definitely
sure.
put up quite a few touchdowns. Um, and I'm gonna go with my heart, man. They're they're playing us down. I'm taking New York money line, man. I think we can.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think we can.
Jets
I
money
think we can
line.
pull it off. You know, we'll be at
Okay.
home.
Plus 125. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Why
think.
not, man? Why
Why
not?
not? We're plus money. Um,
Yeah.
I was looking at futures the other day. I'm like, man, I think they had us at like 5.5 games. I was like, man, I really want to smash the over on that. I think we can get more
Yeah,
than that.
I
But
think you guys can, man. I really think that's just like here, like, whatever. We'll see what happens. I don't. Yeah, I think they get over that. I think they get at least 6 games. Seriously.
yeah, and
Wow.
just the afternoon session, 4 o'clocks. Obviously, like we got like Tennessee Denver matchup. Denver's going to
Hmm.
be, I don't know, like it's very favorite. I think Denver's like a 8.5 or something like that. I don't know
Eight
if
and a
there's
half.
value
Is it?
there to kind of put
I
money.
think there's the thing is it's just he's a rookie on the road. That's the biggest thing here. Like with
Yeah,
Cam Ward, it's like otherwise I think I would go with the Titans plus 8 just because that's just a lot of points to lay. That's a lot of
right.
points.
Yeah, and maybe and like that Detroit game. I guess it could go either way, but I think they had it uh like in the 40s for the over under. Like, will that be a high scoring game? I think so, just because of how many, especially having like Gibbs,
Oh
Amon
yeah.
St. Brown, and just
Yep.
how many threats are out there. Green Bay
Hmm.
is also uh, pretty damn good, so it'll be in Green Bay. So we'll see if that will be a high scoring game. I don't think like what's the
47 for that game.
47 and a half. Yeah. I mean,
Yep.
and they only had it at like, it was a pretty tight game though, right? Like maybe like minus
Yeah, the
one,
spread is
minus 3 and a
two and a
half,
half.
something,
Two and a
two
half.
and a half.
Yeah, two and a
Yeah.
half,
So, I
three.
mean, they have that as a pretty close matchup. So
Yeah.
probably the over on that. A few guys maybe taking I don't know, maybe taking like one of the running backs. Like, what's Montgomery at?
Let's see.
Because Montgomery, if you think about it, Montgomery is like a very like goal line and go,
He is a
like they
goal
just
line
smash
guy.
them
Yeah, he
through.
is. Let me see. So Gibbs is at minus 115. Montgomery's at plus 160 for the
There you go. There's a
anytime
little value
touchdown.
right there,
Yeah,
I think. Yeah.
there's some value. I do
Yeah.
think there's a little bit of value in Jameer Gibbs as well because I think 115 is a little bit like Jacobs is 180. Like minus
Right.
180 because once they get in the five, like he's gonna
Yeah.
touch the ball like two or three times.
No, for
But
sure.
Gibbs, he's so explosive, man. He doesn't have to be within the five, man. He could be 15 yards out, and that could just
Right.
be something where catch it at the backfield, line him out wide, and he's gonna make a move.
Yeah, especially if
Yeah,
I wonder if like Detroit seeing, obviously Parsons is now in Green Bay, like can we
yeah,
smash through the middle? Like maybe
good
not.
point. Yeah, that's a good. That's an excellent point.
So,
That's an excellent point. But they said he's gonna be limited. They said the back thing that was a very real thing. He has to take
oh,
I think he has to shoot himself up to essentially, be ready. And he's going to be limited. Like he doesn't know, yeah, he's great at that position. He's played it, throughout his career. But like he's still new to that organization, that team. So I'm sure there, are going to be some limitations naturally. But the other teams don't know that. I mean, they don't know for certain, So they got to
right.
prepare
And you
accordingly.
got to plan
This
for
is Micah
whatever, man.
Parsons. Yeah, you got to
Yeah.
prepare for Micah Parsons. So yeah, they had that wrench thrown into their plans like a week before kickoff. That's pretty crazy. You gotta prepare for an All Pro that was not there throughout the
Yeah,
summer.
yeah. I hope you were watching tape,
That's,
man.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, man. What's happening in some of the other sports that are piquing your interest? For
And
me, it's college. It's college right now, man.
yeah, I
That's
mean
really it.
baseball, man. We're September baseball is always
Dude,
a beautiful thing to roll
I
around.
like the Orioles, man. We've been out of it for quite a while, so I've just been not keeping up as much, man. Unexpected season, just for us, I would say.
Yeah,
People kind
yeah.
of had us as a playoff team, but
Yeah,
um,
you guys are
it's what it
last in
is.
your division, but
Yeah,
yeah, man,
it was a
it's
tough division, no matter what. I mean, it
yeah,
was
Toronto, New York,
New York. Yep.
Boston, they've been
Hmm.
killing it. It's
Yep.
kind of been like for that division, it's kind of been the race for the kind of wild card spots. I think like looking at it right now, like the three are for the American League at least it's probably be New York, Boston, and Seattle.
Yeah.
Toronto's gonna pick that up. I don't think that they're gonna struggle too. They're already, up
Hmm.
like 3 or 4 games on New York finally took the lead over Boston, but um
Mm.
I always see baseball being
Yeah.
it could be anybody's night any night. So,
For sure. Yeah,
um,
that's how that goes.
it would be funny to see, another maybe they run it back Dodgers Yankees World Series this year.
It would be fun, man. It would be fun. I think the result is the same as well, to be honest.
Yeah,
I think so.
yeah. Some of the hot bats, at least for me, because I follow the Yankees. All our bats have been heating up, and it's been
Mm.
good to see because we were on a stinker there, but we have some really good talent on our team with Trent Grissom. We got Ben Rice was really good, and just guys that are just putting in work for us. Jazz Chisholm Jr. has been balling out for us too. I think Stanton went yard yesterday against Houston, and we still lost. I think if I'm correct, I think it was like 7-8 or something like that. So
Ooh.
it's like baseball,
Yep.
man. So you could go,
Yep.
like the other night, like maybe a week or two ago, I saw Philly put like four. It was like 14-6, and
I did see that.
yeah.
I think dude hit 4 home runs in the
Yeah,
game
Kyle
or something.
Schwarber,
I was
man, that
like, dude,
dude's
what
great.
the hell,
I
man?
went to go see a Nationals game here, and
Yep.
bro, the dude he sent 1 yard here, and I mean, you got to be up in like level 3 to catch his ball, man. That dude, he
That tied a
smashes
record.
them.
That tied a record, I think, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, yeah. Is that just a?
Yeah.
I don't know if it was a Phillies or MLB as a whole, but
I think it
I
was
mean,
MLB record, man. I think that
dude,
was MLB. It might
yeah,
have been MLB.
the
Yeah.
guy's a monster, man. I mean,
Yeah.
it's crazy. I think he is. If he's not leading, no. So yeah, the Cal Raleigh for Seattle's leading with 51 home runs, and Cal Schwarber's right behind him with 49. Then we got
Okay.
Otani, and then Aaron Judge on the Yankees. But I mean, he's 2 home runs away from tying him, so we'll
Yeah.
see, man.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Crazy.
I don't even know what the futures market looks like for that. They're
Mm.
probably both like minus 150 or something like that.
Definitely. Definitely.
But yeah. So what's going on in college?
I mean, week one, the big story is Arch and in Texas, and how he's not a
Dude, what
generational
an
talent,
under, huh?
and
I missed that
yeah,
under by a mile.
dude, I saw it, and it was like I was like, oh man, like I don't know, like I just felt like we'd see early points, and it would just kind of fluctuate close to what they gave us, and I was like, I don't want to play with that. And then when it got to I think like 17, I took it. Like I think that
Mhm.
was like end of the third, beginning of the fourth, and I was like, we'll see what happens. And that was okay. But yeah, man, complete under. I think all the primetime games went under. The LSU and
The Clemson game,
Clemson
yeah.
game that went under. The 4 o'clock game. Who played at four around 4 o'clock? What was the big game at
Um,
that time?
Let me see.
But I think they went under too.
Yeah, we had some
Yeah.
pretty big up. Also, Alabama getting upset.
Dude,
Uh,
insane. But I didn't think they were all that equipped. I think they're just off of name value. The general public is, like they're number 8. I was like, dude, I watched them last year. I don't even think they're like number 8. That's a bit generous. Um, but yeah.
yeah. What did you think about FSU as
Um,
a squad?
I, I think when they smell blood, they just attacked, bro. Like
Did you
I
see
saw
the
the
news of
crowd
one
get
of their like
into it.
freshmen? It was like a freshman tackle or something got shot.
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah,
No.
he was like up in Tallahassee, like
Actually,
trying.
no, I did. He was out of town, and yeah, I did
Yeah,
actually did see that. I did see
yeah.
that. Yeah, that was. I heard he's in stable condition, so he's gonna be okay. But that's insane, man.
Dude,
Yeah,
after seeing him win, like after seeing him dominate, then hearing that news, I went and I put a feature for them to win the ACC. I was like, now they got more
okay,
fuel to the
okay.
fire.
Yeah, they
They're
do.
like, we're
Yeah, they
gonna
do,
go do it
man.
for our boy now.
Yeah, heck yeah. No, I like that. I like that a lot. That's really cool.
So yeah, it was yeah. I mean, it'll be an interesting year for sure. I don't know if it'll be. You
Absolutely.
think it'll be Ohio State again?
I mean, I think they're the best team right now, man. But it's tough to not say them, man. I think Ryan Day is just gonna, just push through, man. I mean, it's his time at the moment, so
Right.
I don't really see another team really coming along. I do like Michigan's quarterback right now. I don't think they beat Ohio State, but I do like that team. I do like their quarterback a lot, so we'll see.
Yeah. What do you usually favor to in as far as bets go on college? You like a
For
lot of
college,
overs.
I like overs and just overs. I'd say overs are like my are kind of like the key metric there. I like just seeing a game that looks like it's underscored or whatever that from what it should be, and when it gets too low, I just hit it over. Same thing with the under. I would say totals is like my thing. Unless I have really good insight on the team, or I have a friend who's like just watches all their games. Like I have a buddy that loves Miami. It's like I'll always ask them, "What do you think about this?" And they're normally like spot on with their prediction of how it'll go. So you just really have to be a true fan of a certain program to predict they're just like the NFL, but like with college, I'm not as tuned in with the NFL, but that's my biggest one. What about you for just college overall? What's your
Yeah, I'd
favorite?
say just overs, definitely. Just because, man, college, it just seems like it's not NFL. Like the touchdowns just come in, and when they come in,
Oh
it's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
when it rains, it pours. So you're just,
Hmm.
and sometimes you're kind of like, oh man, should I smash this? It's like the over's like 58. You're like, oh, can they go that much? And then it ends
It's
up
like
being
yeah,
like
they can, man,
70.
and
Like,
you
you're
see
like, what the
70,
heck?
80, and then even when you see that, you're
Yeah,
just like, it's not gonna go any higher, and you're just
yeah.
like, and
You
you
were
never know,
wrong.
man.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
gonna set a record
exactly.
today, man. It's good.
Yeah,
It ends up being like a NBA score. You're like, what's going
exactly.
on,
Like
man?
NBA scores and NCAA, yeah, it's insane, man.
Yeah,
But
man. It is pretty funny to
yeah.
see that.
It's a good time of the year, though, man. All these things kind of starting up again. So, yeah, I think that kind of wraps us up for today. We're at the hour mark. So, NFL tonight, and we'll see how that goes. Week one,
Yeah,
first
man.
game.
Can't wait to discuss it next week. See all the drama unfold and
Absolutely,
see
man.
what's
Absolutely.
going on. And hopefully some of my damn tickets hit, man. I need some of these
Yeah,
tickets to
seriously.
hit.
Yeah. We got to get these parlays
Yeah,
hitting
for
for us,
sure.
man. So, yeah, I'm gonna go easy week one. Kind of wait and watch a few things, maybe do some live stuff. But yeah, that's my plan. That's
Yeah,
definitely my plan.
for sure. Vegas, I got your number this year, bro.
Yeah.
We'll see,
Oh
because they
man.
got my number every year, so we'll see.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. They typically always win. But cool. So thanks for tuning in to Sports Frequency. Once again, I'm Trevor, and we've got Christian here as my co-host, and we'll be back with another episode to discuss Week One recap and Week Two in NFL, as well as the other sports and what's going on there. So yep, tune in for the next episode.